Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am AHK, your study buddy behind the mask. I have given my grade 10 maths paper, and in this video we are going to solve a question from this paper which many students found difficult to solve. Come on, let's jump right in. Now the first step here is to draw a line parallel to BY starting from D and intersecting the point AC at E. Now we can see two triangles getting shaped. One is triangle ADE, which I am marking in green color here, and the other triangle is triangle YBC, which I am going to mark in the yellow color now. Yeah, right there. Now, in these two triangles, we can see that XY is parallel to DE as XY is a part of BY. And in the next triangle, DE is parallel to BY straight ahead from our construction. Now, let me just take the green triangle ahead and draw it separately for your understanding. Let's mark it ADE, where XY is parallel to the base side DE. Now, I'm taking in triangle AXY and triangle ADE. In these two triangles, we know that XY is parallel to DE. Let's keep it aside for a moment, and we know that angle AXAY is equal to angle DAE, as the both triangles share the common angle here. This is the angle I'm talking about. Now, another angle is angle AXY is equal to angle ADE, as XY is parallel to DE and AD is a transversal. Therefore, corresponding angles are equal. I'm talking about these two angles which I'm marking right here. Now, we can conclude that triangle AXY is similar to triangle ADE by AA similarity criterion. Now, we can take and write that AX by AD is equal to XY by DE, as they are corresponding sides of similar triangles. They both are of equal ratio. Now, looking at the question, we have been assured that AX is to XD is equal to 2 is to 3. Therefore, AX by XD is equal to 2 by 3. Therefore, we can represent AX in the form of 2x and dx in the form of 3x, which we would use in the upcoming steps. Now we can write AX by AD in the form of AX divided by AX plus XD. Now substituting the values which we already got in here, we can write that 2x divided by 2x plus 3x is equal to 2 by 5. Therefore, AX by AD is equal to 2 by 5. Now let's take this as equation 2 here. And this one as equation 1. Now we can see that the left hand side of both these equations are equal, AX by AD. So therefore from 1 and 2 we are going to equate the RHS, where we would be getting XY by DE. Therefore XY by DE is equal to 2 by 5. Therefore, taking D in one side and pushing the rest of it in the another side of the equal to sign, we are getting DE is equal to XY times of 5 by 2. Now let's keep this as our equation 3. Now moving on to the yellow triangle which I was talking about in the beginning of the video. Let's draw it separately. Here as we can see, DE is parallel to the base side YB. Now in triangle ACCED and triangle CYB, we can see that angle ECD is equal to angle YCB. And you have guessed it because they are common angle for both the triangles. And as DE is parallel to BY by construction, we can say that angle CED is equal to angle CYB, as they are corresponding angles in the same side of the transversal. I'm talking about these two angles right here. Now we can conclude that triangle CED is similar to triangle CYB. Therefore, we can simply state that now we can simply state that DE by YB is equal to CD by CB. And you have guessed it, as they are corresponding sides of similar triangles. Now, as they have given here, AD is the median of the triangle ABC. We can conclude that D is the midpoint of BC such that BD is equal to DC. Now representing it in the form of a variable, BD is equal to Y and DC is equal to BD, therefore DC is also equal to Y. Now we can write CD by CB in the format like CD by CD, CD by CD plus CBD. Now, as it's given, we can represent it as Y. Therefore, CD by CB is, is equal to Y by Y plus Y, which leaves us as 1 by 2. Therefore, CD by CB can be represented in the form of 1 by 2. Now, taking this as equation 4 and this as equation 5. From equation 4 and 5, we can see that the LHS are equal. Therefore, we are going to equate the RHS. Therefore, we can write it like dE by YB we are going to equate these two things. Therefore, dE by YB is equal to 1 by 2. Let's take this as equation 6. Now taking dE in the LHS, we can get dE is equal to YB by 2. Taking this as equation 6 and comparing this with equation 3, we are going to form another equation. Let's look into it. From equations 3 right here, and equation 6, we can conclude that LHS are equal as both are DE. Therefore, we can simply equate the RHS to simplify the equation. Now, we would be getting 5xy, which is the RHS of the equation 3. And the RHS of equation 6, which is nothing but here, YB by 2. 2 gets cancelled and 5xy is equal to YB. But this is not our answer. They're asking us to prove that bx is equal to 4 times of xy. Now we have to see where bx is coming. How can we represent yb in the form of bx? We can see that yb can be represented as bx plus xy. Therefore, bx is nothing but yb minus xy. Therefore, we can simply subtract xy both in LHS and RHS. We would be getting 5xy minus xy is equal to yb minus xy. Now we conclude in our answer that 4xy is equal to, as we have seen here, yb minus xy is equal to bx. Therefore 4xy is equal to bx. And this is our answer, which we have to prove right here. Therefore, hence, prove. Until then, this is me AHK signing off. Thank you. Have a nice day.